Can you give me a sec?
Alan, we are so fucked.
It's the night of May 18th, 2026. Victor Wembanyama just had one of the greatest playoff performances I've ever seen, and he celebrates by doing this. And I think to myself as I'm watching, well, that's cool. He must be a huge fan of Attack on Titan or something. And very soon after, the internet explodes because not only is this celebration cool, but Wemby being 7'4" basically makes him a Titan almost. And little did I know that this small celebration was so much more than just a reference to his favorite anime. Fast forward to the night of Game 7. This would cement Wemby all the way to the finals just at the age of 22 and beating the defending champions. And then as he's celebrating, he does it again. And in that moment, I realized Eren Yeager has been warning us about this man for years. And I know I sound a little crazy, a little delusional here, but just trust me. I have spent days and sleepless nights researching every moment of this celebration and every moment of Attack on Titan, because I just knew that there was something we were missing. And I think I found the reason that all of this goes back to Eren Yeager. You see, in 2013, season 1 of an anime called Attack on Titan comes out. And exactly 10 years later in 2023, Victor Wembanyama gets drafted into the NBA. Coincidence? I think not. But this lore gets so much more deeper than you think. Because if you look at season 1, episode 1, hell, one of the first scenes in the show, we see Eren having a nightmare, specifically about Titans attacking. And for those that may be watching and not knowing what a Titan is, just imagine a big, fat, booty, naked giant running mindlessly and eating and freaking tumbling over anything that's in its path. Basically just a giant war machine. And this nightmare Eren is having isn't really a nightmare. It was technically a memory of future events that Eren set his past self. And this is so he makes sure that all the events that happen, make sure it goes properly. It's a whole thing where he wants freedom. You don't gotta worry about that. What we will be focusing on is what happens after he has this nightmare. The moment he wakes up, his friend Mikasa is next to him and they're talking about the nightmare he just had. And as they're talking, the scouts overhear their conversation. And this is the exact moment everything is put into perspective for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Ugh, you smell like a tavern.
If only tears were cups of ale.
Of course.
You kids care for a swig?
Aren't you on watch?
Yup, watching the old gate we are. Thirsty work playing sentry. Pinochle only goes so far to chase off the boredom.
How do you expect to fight if you're so loose on your feet?
Now why on earth would I have to fight?
Why do you think? What if they break through the walls? We'd be sitting ducks on your watch!
So to give you just a little bit of context on what's going on here, these are the scouts. The people that are supposed to be protecting regular civilians from big booty titans. And Eren's basically saying y'all aren't preparing yourselves at all for the danger that could come.
Listen, the only thing they've done to the wall in the past 100 years is scratch at it. I have the feeling if they get in their big heads to do something else, we'll be more than ready for them.
A feeling? What have any of you actually done to be ready for him?
Now, I don't think these scouts are bad people by any means, but it seems like they got a little bit too comfortable. What I mean by that is, Buddy brings up the fact that it's been like 100 years since the Titans have attacked anything. Basically saying it's okay to be lax, it's okay to be a little complacent, because what's gonna happen? We'll be prepared anyways. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. Nothing was sweet after this moment. And this reminds me of the real life NBA scouts and NBA media, and how during Victor Wembanyama's draft cycle, we saw a lot of reports saying, oh, like he can be that guy. He definitely has all the tools, all the intangibles that you want from a superstar player. But then there was those people that would say things like, oh, his shot consistency isn't there. He may not be strong enough for the league.
I wouldn't draft them because I don't draft unicorns. They never pan out. I don't draft 7'5" guys to weigh $150. I don't do it. But I think we got to slow our roll a little bit on the fact that he's going to be this generational talent. You guys know better than I know. NBA dudes are men. And when you go to play against NBA guys, it's different than any other league you're playing in.
And even during Vic's rookie year, they comparing to people like Bol just because they had similar archetypes.
He's never seen a guy like Wembanyama. Yes, you have. His name is Bol.
You think Bol?
Let me finish my point.
Almost dismissing the fact that this man was generational. And although valid points were made, he put a lot of those narratives to bed throughout his career in just a few years. But despite all that, there were still people doubting this man, Victor Wembanyama. One that really sticks out to me recently was NBC analyst Derek Miller was posed a question on where he ranks Wemby as a top center in the league. And the centers he had in front of him were Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Karl Anthony Towns.
What about you, Derek?
We're on 4, right?
Yep.
This is where I have Wemby.
Wait, no. Hey, what? I don't care if Wemby played 7 games last year. That motherfucker is top 2.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is top 2.
Well, Embiid is on my list.
Chat 8, Wemby 4.
You said who?
Embiid is on my list.
Oh, he hasn't beat on this list. But who is number 3?
Big Purr.
You want to have Wemby or Cat?
Cat.
Oh no!
You just be talking.
And yes, I know as of recording, they are in the finals and Cat just technically outplayed Wemby. So let's just say that argument wasn't too crazy to say. The slander would continue from Derek Miller though. And this time it was absolutely just egregious work.
Paolo or Carl Newtowns.
Paulo.
Hey, bro, stop playing with me.
He might be one of the first guys that I ain't like consistently
He on his
heard
way,
that like
though. He on
Wemby
his
is just him or like he's the next guy.
And mind you, this was at the start of the season where Victor Wembanyama was going stupid. And listen, I'm sure he's changed his opinion by now, but regardless, the fact that he even said these things shows that Wemby didn't get a ton of respect, at least as much as he should have. Even former NBA players were saying he's not good in comparison to other centers.
Take Chet over Wemby.
No, you wouldn't.
On my team.
Really?
Yeah.
Why though?
I just think Chet got more. If I yelled at Chet like "fuck you doing" type shit, he'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool," and Wemby be pout. But yeah, give me Chet over Wemby. I might be wrong, but yeah, I'm taking Chet.
I think it's just because you love America.
I do love America.
And you know what? That's all I need to hear. This man, Jason Williams, said he'd take Chet Holmgren over Victor Wembanyama. And after seeing what Wemby just did to Chet in this past series, man, this take aged horribly. Because Victor Wembanyama basically used all his hate channeled towards Chet Holmgren and made this man look like an absolute bum. And what's crazy is these people were saying these crazy takes not too long ago. This man, Victor Wembanyama, was training with Shaolin monks and the Navy SEALs. And people were still saying, I don't know, he might not be able to mess with a lot of people in the league. Stop playing with that man. And unfortunately for all his doubters, just like the scouts, they had to face and watch Victor reign terror over this league, to where we are now witnessing the rumbling. And basically what the rumbling is in Attack on Titan is a cataclysmic world-ending event that involves millions of 50-meter tall Colossus Titans. And essentially as they walk, they reign terror on this earth. And essentially I'm comparing the rumbling to what we are seeing now with Victor Wembanyama, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, just stop the video. I need to preface some. This video was recorded and made before the incident that occurred on June 5th. And I'm not gonna hold you, things are not looking good for Victor right now. And this video is already starting to age horribly. But I refuse to back down. Everything I'm saying still stands. Victor Wembanyama is taking over this league at only 22 years old. And yes, I know he's been getting cooked recently, but that's the path that every GOAT had to take. Jordan with the Pistons, LeBron versus the Cavs general manager, and now Victor Wembanyama versus the Big Purr. Also, I want to mention that the switch up on Victor Wembanyama is insane. Just like a week ago, everybody was saying the same sentiments of this video. Victor Wembanyama is taking over the league, and now it feels like everybody is cooking this man.
Victor Wembanyama is not a generational defender in the slightest. In fact, he's the biggest liability in the NBA Finals.
Get the fuck out of here! That shit garbage, nigga!
And mind you, all this hate is coming from the fact that he's youthful and isn't playing his best basketball. But despite him being down 0-2, this man is still taking generational aura gambles.
Understand, not from a player standpoint, but as a human being, 22-year-old human being, how do you deal with pressure for games like these two ahead?
How do I deal with it? I think the key is acceptance a lot of times, and taking a step back, realizing the journey that's behind us and what's ahead of us, and just being okay with who I am, where I am, what I'm doing. I think at the end of the day, this is everything that I wish for. So there's no reason to really overthink it, or I mean, this is what I'm built for.
And you know what? I feel the confidence. I'm still going Spurs in 7, baby. Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I need you to lock in Victor. That's the only way this video even has grounds to stand on. Please. All right, sorry for the intermission. Back to your regularly scheduled program. And it's all crazy to think that this man Eren Yeager warned us about this years ago. The only man I can see stopping Victor Wembanyama is Adam Silver himself. So if you'd like to see why I think Adam Silver is worse than Kim Jong-un, click the video right here. But other than that, man, I appreciate all the support and y'all boys stay blessed.